Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all good today. So this is the third installment of Wen Alt Season. This is basically when we look across all the charts and we try and piece together the puzzle of when Alt Season is going to start. So first of all, I'll start off with Bitcoin, just on the high time frame picture. We've got an inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest, we're moving up. Now we're going to see a bit of volatility, of course we are, but there is nothing that concerns me right now. This is just a breakout trend, retest in the neckline, and it's going to move further up. So in terms of Bitcoin, still bullish, super bullish, no real concerns at all. So I just wanted to give you that picture there, just to show you where we're kind of sitting on the bigger picture of crypto, but let's get into the meat and bones of it all. So here is the Federal Reserve balance sheet. I've gone over this one before, but this is essentially when this goes up, the Fed is injecting money into the economy, and when the Fed is reducing their balance sheet, it's removing money from the economy. And this slows the economy when you take money out, and when there's more money flowing around the economy, it boosts the economy. It makes it run harder, more profitable for all the businesses, everyone spending more money, everything like that. But since April 2022, they have been reducing their balance sheet. So this is what's been the foot on the throat of the crypto markets and the stock markets. We have still been increasing, which is good, but we need this to change. Once this changes, this is when things really get going for us. But as you can see here, the angle this is starting, the angle of this is slowing down, and the Fed, I think they were running off the balance sheet, I think it was something like 80 billion per month, excuse me. I think it's down to 5 billion now, so you can see this rounding off. So very soon we'll see that just come to a pause, and once that comes to a pause, that's brilliant. That's just basically a lot more breathing space for us to run off. So we keep our eye on this because we want it to see it break this. Once it starts closing above this, this is generally a good sign of when the balance sheet has stopped rounding off and has started to increase. It'll start overtaking the bull market support. So we're not there yet, but as you can see, we're definitely getting closer. We're starting to round off it now. So it won't be long until we start breaking out, retest, and we start moving up. Now, if we look at, now, as you know guys, I've got my full list here. It does take some time to prepare these videos, so please hit the like, make a comment, and please share it to someone who doesn't know. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well, because it all helps the channel grow. So we have total 2. So what have we got on total 2? Total 2, as you can see here, is the total crypto market except for Bitcoin. So it's basically Ethereum downwards. And as you can see, we've got, from last time, let me just open this up, we were talking of how we've got the bullish divergence here, and I was expecting a move up on this chart. And as you can see guys, we got it, we got the breaker trend, and we got the move out in the breakout. So we are on the money for that one. So that's a good result for us. So we had the bullish weekly divergence. We also retraced into the 200 EMA. See that yellow line there? That's the 200. The purple pink is the 100, and the sky blue is the 50. So we've retraced straight into that, faked out, bounced off that, cleared the 100, cleared the 50, and cleared the bull market support band. And the bull market support band, that's the 21 weekly EMA and the 20 simple moving average on the weekly as well. So we've bounced off that, we got the bullish divergence, we had the fake out, we had the reversal, and it's broken through all of these EMAs, and it is now retesting the bull market support band. So this is a brilliant move up on total 2 here. To clear all these EMAs and to be retesting this one in the space of, what, 5-6 weeks, is it's a huge bounce, and then it will start building up for the next leg up. So very happy there with the total 2. We've got the fake out, we've caused that. The stochastic RSI, so on the weekly we can see it's reaching. Now it has, it's got up to this level before. Just look at this one. It's reached up roughly where it is there, and it still went up another 46%. So we could have something along those lines of that. And that 40-60% will take us up to, no, we'll be creating a new higher high. So things are looking good there, guys. And if we go on the weekly, we're saying that's reaching up. We've got a MACD cross on the weekly in the first green print. So that's some more bullish confluence to our thesis here. Stochastic on the 2 weekly. We got the crossover there, guys. Last time we got the cross, we got a huge move from there, but we got the crossover up here. So we've still got lots of room here, lots of room coming up. So I'm very bullish here, very, very bullish. And the EMA ribbons, how are they looking? On the 2 weekly, we're above them. On the weekly, we're above them. So you can see, guys, we're above all the major resistance that we had to get through down there. We've done it in the space of 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, all I'm seeing is up movement here, guys. If we just strip it back to the basics and remove all this off, it is a wedge, breakout, retest, and we're going to start moving up. So very bullish there. Everything's looking good. Happy with that. Total 3. Total 3. Now this one is up here. Crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is everything from basically number 3 downwards. So it'll contain your likes of XRP, it'll contain Solana, Cardano, all them. It just does not have Bitcoin and Ethereum in it, and it gives us more of an idea of how the alts are looking, including the big caps. Now, if we look at this, very similar to total 2, we've had the wedge, we've had the breakout, we've had the retest, and while that retest, bear in mind I'm on the weekly here, so every candle is 1 week, and the orange is green and the grey is red. Orange is going up, grey is going down, and we have the wedge here which is bullish, and we've had the breakout of this wedge. So this is at the start of the next major move up in my eyes. Breakout, retest, then we've had the breakout of the smaller pattern within the bigger pattern. Super bullish, super happy here, guys. Everything going according to plan with this one here. And if we look at the EMAs, see it, we've come down, we broke out, we retested. This is why it's so important to look at the EMAs as well. Look at that perfect retest there of the 100 EMA on the weekly. Bounced straight off it, and we've reclaimed the 50, and now we're moving higher. All the EMAs are spread upwards and good distance apart, so pattern wise, very bullish. EMA wise, very bullish. Super happy with that. What else have we got? The EMA ribbon. We have reclaimed the EMA ribbon. So the EMA ribbon, this is almost, how would I describe it? It's almost like a trampoline. You jump up and you come right into it, and it's almost like a safety net. And the deeper you go into it, the harder you spring out of it. You can go straight into it deep and it'll fire you straight back out. And as you've done here, we've come right into that and we've bounced straight out. So Super brilliant there. Super brilliant? Is that what am I even saying? Super brilliant. We'll just edit that one out. Bull market support band. Look, we've cleared it again, and now we're testing it as support. So all I'm seeing here, guys, is bullish price action. That's all I'm seeing. We've covered covered the 50 EMA. We've got the bullish breakout. Stochastic on the 2 weekly. As you can see, it's reaching up, similar to the last one, you know, but as you get to the top, we can still make a huge move up. And if we look at the 2 week, we're just crossing over now. Look, last time they crossed over, they moved up 100, 150%, and we've just got the crossover from there. So can you imagine 150% move from here? Can we even get there? 150. So guys, let's just say something like that. That puts us 2 trillion market cap. See how quickly that can move. And looks like we're in this stage now. It's we're really coming into it. And just as I go through these, I'll show you the EMAs, the indicators, the patterns across all these charts. But bear in mind as well, in the last 6 months of the bull run, that's usually when alts run. And this is the last 6 months in the bull run, and Ethereum's just woken up. You can see the alts are starting to break out along with Bitcoin. So even with all these chart patterns, the indicators, the price action, if you put that all together, it's looking bullish. But you put that within the actual 4-year time window of the cycle, when alt should start waking up now, and it's all happening along with all this price action. It's the best it's ever looked so far. Sorry guys, had a quick wee drink of the water there. So we've covered total 3, and now we go into others. Now others is basically the total market cap minus XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. Like, it just removes the top 10 from it. So this is the more of the degen side. This is basically from 11 downwards on how things are really looking. Now it is a wee bit behind total 2 and total 3. That's because the big caps are running harder than now. But these will catch up for sure. Definitely will catch up. And how is it looking? What have we got here? So we've got breaking out of the wedge. Now let's go back into the weekly. Yeah, see, we had the wedge there. We had the wee breakout there and this little candle here. But for me, I was wanting to see something a bit more harder to show that we're actually moving. And we got this candle on this week. Just fired straight up, and for me this is a big strong bullish confirmation candle that's letting me know this breakout is now on its way. So from the candle action, it's looking very good. From the EMA point of view, you can see we ran hard straight into 200, and then we've reclaimed the 100, we've reclaimed the 50, we've reclaimed the bull market support. And how are the ribbons looking? And we're reclaiming the ribbons as well. So this is very, very, very good. Very good price action. And as you can see, these ribbons compress so hard before expanding. The ribbons come in, and they've compressed so hard, and they're getting ready to expand. And with that expansion of them ribbons, you're going to see this price action moving up here. So if we just take a bar chart of what happened here, you know, in the space of what, 5 weeks, we've already doubled. You know, if we just follow that exact move next time. Now, as the alts start to run in the later of the cycle, you know, maybe it might run harder than this. They might go up faster. But yeah, this is something that could just happen the next 5 weeks. Altcoins could double. It's not a bad it's not a bad wee thing there. So yeah, looking good there, guys. Happy with that as well. So we've reclaimed the 50. Now let's have a look. As again, you can see on the weekly we're stretching on the stochastic RSI, but look at the two week. This is just starting to come. Just crossed over. So we've got all this run up to do on the crossover. Now, maybe it doesn't go as fast. Let's do it from that crossover. Maybe it does something like this. So when they crossed over from here, they've got up to there. Maybe something like that happens. But you can see it still puts us to around about 500. So that action still looks to get us a double soon, in the next month or so, on the alts. What's that take us to? End of July? Start of August? Alts could be doubled by then, and that would make complete sense. I'd actually expect it to go higher than this. That's interesting. That will take us straight up almost to an absolute double flush top. But once we get up to there, we're really going to be breaking. You know, from here it might hit the double top, pull back, and then build up for the big move up. But everything looking good, guys. Again, very happy with all these charts. Everything's looking super, super bullish. EMA ribbons, we've touched on that. We are above the bull market support. Yeah, we're above the bull market support band. Let me clear this off. We're retesting that. See, it's just laid straight into it and finding support there. What else have we got? The MACD crossover. Got the MACD crossover in the weekly as well. So all I'm giving, guys, is absolutely bullish stuff. If it was bearish, I'd be telling you it's bearish, but for once I'm just giving you all good news, guys, so enjoy it. Now, we're bullish now, but once we start getting to the top, I'll obviously let you know when I'm taking profits. You can decide if you want to do it or not, but just have that in your mind. This isn't going to go up forever. We've got 6 months here, potentially less, to make the money. That's exactly why we're here for. So once this starts breaking out, you know, right now we can be, we're kind of focused on the breakout, we're watching the move, and we're going to ride the move up, and it's going to be pretty sound. We're just going to enjoy the move up. But once we start getting to a point, we really need to be on the ball, looking to take profits here, once it starts reaching up. Now, I'll let you know when I am, like I said, but just mentally prepare yourself. Just don't be thinking once it starts running, it's going to run forever. I don't have to worry about anything, and we'll be millionaires and that. It's like you're going to get caught up in the whole craziness, euphoria of all this, that you'll think these charts will just run forever. But that's when we need to be focused, dialed in, and making sure we're taking profits, because we do not want to leave this bull market without taking profits. We've waited, I don't know about you guys, some of you might have just joined, but you know, it's been two, 3 years to get this profit taking window, and I'm not waiting another 4 years for it. You know, I'm nailing down profits this year, and I'm going to get them redeployed near the bottom to start the whole cycle over again. So just enjoy the ride up, definitely. Enjoy this bullish price action, but also just be aware, don't let yourself run away. Keep your mind focused, because we will be taking profits at some point. And it'll be at the time when you think, you know, it'll be something crazy at the top, and it'll be like, America has just announced they're going to start buying today, or something along those lines. And it'll be something crazy like that. That'll be the top call. And then it'll be like, when I say I'm taking profits now, yous are going to just be like, what are you doing? It does not make sense to take profits now. But that will be the kind of feeling when we're at the top. This feeling that we have now, it's like it's never really felt like a top. It's got excited, you know, it's got exciting and all that, but it's never felt like a top. When there's a top, it feels so wrong to sell. That's when you're at the top. So yeah, just a bit off topic there, guys, just to kind of prep the mind for when the top does come. So we've got the Fed rounding off, which is good, and we've got alts all looking good. So from here, we're now going to go into the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. Now this pair is critical, especially in trying to pinpoint alt season, because Ethereum is, you know, if Bitcoin's the king, Ethereum's the queen. You know, it's that kind of silver to gold. It's that kind of big brother. Bitcoin's a big brother, Ethereum's a little brother. Once Ethereum starts running, that is when alt season is really going to start kicking off, because we've basically got the green light to go ahead and just Ethereum will start running when the economic conditions are good for risk on. And as you can see, for the last many years, Ethereum has been bleeding against Bitcoin this whole entire time. And I watched this chart all this time, all the way down. But you can see how it steepens. So it starts bleeding. It's like a snowball rolling down the mountain. Heavy, then straight into capitulation. And then when everyone thinks ETH's dead, what have we got? Monster bounce. Now, again, we did have a technical breakout here and a technical breakout here. It's like, but look at the, I don't consider this it is a technical breakout because it's broken the trend line. But I need to see a big, strong reversal sign when they do get the breakout. And from here, just on time, 6 months to go, Ethereum sends an absolute monster candle up. This is good news for us, good news for alts, and good news for potentially risk on. Because what we do is follow the breadcrumbs of the big money. These insiders, these guys that know what's going on. The headlines don't tell us that. The news and the media doesn't tell us that. There is no way for us to know what they're doing except for looking at the price action. They leave the clues in the price action. You can see capitulation, straight into it, and now we're moving up. You can see they've done the buy. And when did they buy? Right in the area, not quite at the full reset, but this was the full start of the Ethereum bull run, alts bull run here, at this level here. And it ran so hard, so fast. I mean, to give you an idea, guys, this went from so that ran up 450. So just say 5x. That 5x'd on top of the Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin moved up, the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin. If Bitcoin moved up 2x, Ethereum did a 10x. If Bitcoin did a 3x, Ethereum did a 15x. So this is something we want to be looking for. And now, right here, we were looking, boys, we were like, wait a minute, guys, we're getting bullish divergence here. We're coming almost to the complete reset of the cycle. And in true crypto fashion, it didn't even let you have the reset. It nipped it just before it. But again, look, nothing. Candles. That's what we're looking for. So right now, we need to get above this bull market support band. We need to get above here. You can see it's tapped up here. It's resisting. We've got the ribbons. Look, we've got these ribbons up here. Solid amount of resistance coming through. So even though, look, we're straight into the ribbons there as well. See what happened last time with the ribbons? Went straight into it. Just maybe come down a little bit. Then it's going to start chopping up before it, getting above it, retesting it, and sending off. So we're still so early. You know, this was such a, I called alt season, I'm saying this is the start of it. but we will see this starting to change and starting to break through, I believe. And you can see how these ribbons act as resistance. They've just kept this market down the whole entire time, all the way down. So once we get above these, once we get above the bull market support band, this is going to be us just breaking through the ceiling, one ceiling at a time, and then once it starts moving, it's going to be like this. Very slowly, angle down, steeper angle, steeper, and it blow off. We're going to be getting through it, and it's going to be a parabolic. So it might take some time, but this is a huge trend to start reversing, and I think we're at the early stages of it. So everything good from Ethereum point of view. So we got the bullish divergence, breakup now confirms the bull candle, got that. It was the most oversold on the weekly RSI ever. That was a very, yeah, from there, that was the most oversold point ever, and that was another thing that really flagged to me. I was like, that is the most oversold ever on the RSI. That's when I knew that's the bottom. That's the bottom there. And then we had the stochastic, that's been running. We've got the MACD crossover here as well, and that's coming from a very deep place. You know, that's only been this deep. 1, 2. This is the third time ever it's been that deep. So yeah, it definitely feels like ETH has bottomed against Bitcoin, and as this price goes up, Ethereum will start outpacing Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin moves up, Bitcoin might move up like this, Ethereum will be moving up above it. Or if a Bitcoin moves up like this, Ethereum, it'll always be on the left hand side, it will always be running harder than Bitcoin, and therefore giving us a bigger return than Bitcoin. But since this has been going down against Bitcoin the entire time, Bitcoin's returned more. It's been better being in Bitcoin than Ethereum, but once this bottoms, you need to rotate from Bitcoin into Ethereum. Okay, so we have got that. Almost full reset. Macros from deep, got that. Still has a lot of work to do, but looks promising. We've covered that. Ethereum needs to run to let the others alt runs. Yeah, so 2 seconds, guys. I'll have a wee drink of my juice. We really need to see Ethereum run. Ethereum's the key here. Once this starts running, it's going to be risk on, and this will give the green lights for the alts to run as well. So it looks like we're there. Time will tell, you know, when we'll look back on this, just like we look back on that now when we say that's the bottom, we can look back on this and say this I think is the bottom, until proven wrong. Okay, so good, we've covered that. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Now, this is the inverse chart to Ethereum Bitcoin. No one looks at this chart, but many people look at this chart. Because when this is going down, Bitcoin is outpacing Ethereum. But if you reverse it, you get the parabolic blow off. And this is like, how much Ethereum can one Bitcoin buy? So when Bitcoin is outpacing Ethereum, you can buy more Ethereum. You know, if one Bitcoin can buy you 40, and then it can buy you 46, Bitcoin's moving harder because it's making more money. Then it can buy you 56. But look, I use this one because we can measure it as a parabolic blow off. Goes off, it creates first angle, second angle, third angle, fourth angle, fifth angle. Blow off top straight into hard resistance, and then boom, reversal candle. Straight through 2 lines of the trend. Now this is an early indication to alt season. It's very similar to ETH Bitcoin, it's just the inverse. We've got this huge bearish candle just when we got this huge Ethereum Bitcoin candle. So they're both the same, but they're inverse. Now, what have we got on this one? Break a trend could be an early indicator of alt season. Yep, but we need confluence for sure. But we've got the break of trend and we've got the break of the second trend, and now we're starting to consolidate. We went straight into heavy resistance. See, just like Bitcoin was outpacing Ethereum, and then Ethereum outpaced Bitcoin straight down. Ethereum outpaced Bitcoin all the way down here. Now, Bitcoin was outpacing Ethereum all the way up here, and now we're looking for alt season where Ethereum will outpace Bitcoin back down. So, if we look at the last cycle, that's where it topped last time. See that red resistance? This is where it topped, and we've ran almost into it. Just like on Ethereum Bitcoin, it didn't hit the full reset, but it did the 99% of the reset. Instead of doing the full reset here, we done 99%. But we were on it because on the daily, we were getting a break of trend. See it? See how this bull market that was going parabolic, and the RSI was holding that trend line all the way up. Then we got the breakout, retest, dump straight down. So, break a trend into heavy resistance, and guys, remember, I hope you remember, if you haven't watched the last videos, go back and watch them. But I was calling, it's what I call, and what other people call, the 3-bar surge. And I was saying to you guys, I don't know how this will close out, but this bar. But when you look at parabolic blow-offs, you get like the angles, and they start slowly increasing the angles, right? Then you start seeing an increase in the price action. Look at these orange candles, which are green candles really, compared to these orange candles. They're almost double in size. You know, that angle started going and that price action started going. And then look at these 3-bar surge on the monthly. Poof, poof, poof. And they were almost twice the size of those candles. And that's really a sign, you know, we're watching these angles. We've covered the angles, we're looking them all, and then we're looking at the monthly for this big 3-bar surge that we got. And the month hadn't closed out yet, but I was saying if this month closes out with another strong candle, this is very likely the top and we'll get a reversal. And look guys, on the monthly, 11 days left, but we've got this big bearish engulfing candle, which is a huge reversal sign, especially on the monthly. So we've pretty much tracked this blow off top, and we've been on this ball for ages, and we've managed to track it across all timelines, using our indicators, using our trend lines, using our support and resistance, using our candlestick patterns as well. We've just been all over it. MACD cross on the weekly, last time similar. Yeah, so we've got a MACD cross there on the weekly, and look at that. So I'll need to open this up just to explain it. So look where the breakdown happened last time, yeah? And look how similar that looks. Straight up, same height almost, same crossover almost. I mean, I don't know how many number of bars there, but it looks very similar for the green bars. And then, where is this price action? This crossover? And if we look at the time scale, it is on end of September. And where was that? End of September. Yeah, there. So it's the top there. The top had been done, and then we got the crossover. And look where we are. We've almost topped at the same point, and we've got the crossover. So another piece of confluence. You can see, guys, I'm building up this picture, and within each chart, I have multiple confluences across each chart. And then each chart that is linked to each other are top and bottom where they should be as well. So within each single chart, there's indicators, there's price action, there's candlesticks, there's trend lines, there's support resistance. But within each chart of each chart, that are linked together, they're all saying the same thing as well, of where we think the price action is. So we're seeing, and it's across multiple time frames as well. This is very in-depth, but you can see how everything is so bullish right now. Oh, right. So we covered Bitcoin. We're on Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance. Let's see how we're looking. So we've got the bearish divergence on the weekly for Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance is basically the crypto market is 100%. What share of the crypto market is Bitcoin? And as Bitcoin, when it's risk off, more people are in Bitcoin, so dominance goes up. And when it goes risk on, everyone rotates from Bitcoin into alts, and these arrows down are the alt seasons. And as you can see, guys, we're almost at the top, potentially there, but alt season to come. This whole move down, we haven't even broken down yet, guys. This whole move down from here, down to here, is going to be so insane. It's going to happen so fast. Look how quickly it dumps. You know, we spend so much time getting up to that point and then dump. Dump. We spend so much time getting up to this point and then we're going to dump. And that huge dump is going to send alts absolutely insane. This is when we're going to go risk on. Once risk on happens, this chart dumps. So let's have a look how it's looking on the weekly. We had this huge trend line started back in November 2022 and it's held its own. And remember, guys, here we got the breakdown, we got the retest, and it started moving down and we thought, oh, here we go. If it closes below here, we are definitely risk on. And it's jumped back up all the way up there. So let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. So anyone who knows the channel, they know that I use 100%, 50% wick fill, and this is basically when you have a candle that leaves a huge wick. Price will quite often go back up to 50% or 100% before reversing, because it's this reversal candle here is everyone goes, you know, that's basically the sign to go short when this happens here, because this is such a renowned reversal candle. But price can come up here to take liquidity, and it's come up and it's swept. It's swept it. See it, guys? It's swept just over there, taking all the people that have gone short, that have put their stop losses here, and now this is potentially the start of it. So when I like to see a big candle on a break of trend, you can see this here. For me, this is good enough. It's a big, strong candle, bigger than the majority of these candles in this trend line, showing break of trend on the weekly. Now we're getting a bounce up and a retest, which is fair enough. What I'd like to see here is for a retest and then to start coming down. And then this trend line here is the one that we want to see. Once this trend line breaks, comes up and say retest it again, this is when we're going to start dumping down, guys. And this is what's going to send our altcoins absolutely flying. So let's have a look. Another thing I was saying, guys, is look at the stochastic RSI. It always tops out. Yeah. And what level did we get on the stochastic RSI here? I was like, boys, it's hit this level. You know, whenever it hits this level, it does not go past it. It just reverses. And we got the reversal there. So another piece of confluence for us. Break a trend, small line retest could break. Yeah, so we talked about this break of the smaller trend. And it's a retest. And now, this should... If we look at this trend line, the proportion of the breakdowns, just so this trend line, say it comes to here, that would make sense for a nice break of that. But breaking of this trend line should then commence a break of this trend line. And for this trend line to come down, you know, for in proportion of this trend line, you want to see price to at least come down something like here. So if you look at the trend lines in proportion, that smaller one will set off the bigger one, which will create alt season. And that's what we're on, guys. That's what we're so close to right now. We've got the 100% wick fill. Can go higher, but really want to break next time. Aye, so I think we have one, maybe two legs left up on Bitcoin for this cycle. And for alts to make a good run at it, when Bitcoin makes this next leg up, we kind of want to see the alts run with it. So you want to see this breaking down soon. You know, if Bitcoin runs up to say 150 now and this runs up here, we then need Bitcoin to consolidate. And then this dump. Bitcoin consolidates and this chart dumps, that'll send the alts. But I want the alts, this is just a preference. You know, I'm happy for the alts to run up here, but if the alts start running when Bitcoin's running up, it's going to give us more room for the alts to run and give us bigger gains because it's got more time to expand. Yeah, so bull market support band. Let's just have a quick look at here at the ribbons. We've got them. Bull market support band. You can see on the weekly, guys, Bitcoin dominance really does hold this. You know, you can see it in Bitcoin and other ones, it kind of chops around quite a lot. But you can see, you know, retest, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, holds, fake out, and off it goes. We really want to see this trend line breaking and this bull market support getting broke as well. But it looks like the trend line and the bull market support, it's almost lined up here. So when you're going to break one, you're going to break the other, retest and dump. And that'll be another piece of confluence. It's broken the main trend line. It's broken the bull market support band. So we're happy there for this move to go down. Okay, guys, we're getting there. Pause this at any time if you want a cup of tea. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Tell your friends or whoever's into crypto about this channel. It all helps it grow. We're a small channel, but we're growing there. We're getting it. So, others divided by total 3 minus others. Now, this chart is how the alts outside the top 10 are doing versus the top 10. So this is the alts as a whole outside the top 10. Are they outperforming the alts in the top 10? Now this is a good sign because this trend line holds its own. When alts are outperforming the top 10 and when the top 10 are outperforming the alts. Now, when this normally happens, you know, a bear market, because the top 10 won't bleed like the alts will, like, you know, bloody number ranked 1000 meme coin, you know, that's going to bleed harder than a big cap. So that's why you see the outperformance of the big caps. And you can see here, others outstripped the top 10, running right up. But then we got the run from XRP Cardano on that America Trump crypto narrative. And the alts outside the top 10 bled to them. But look, one bounce, off we go. One bounce, off we go. And we got this bounce here. Early stages. But if this can start moving up, making higher highs and higher lows, then we should see, this would show us that the top 10, the alts outside the top 10 should be outperforming the top 10. And if that's the case, the markets will be risk on. So if this is starting to bounce now, this is big money buying in. And if it starts outperforming and running up here, this just starts going up. The markets are now risk on. Something's changed. Maybe the economy, maybe the Fed is saying, right, we're pausing this, we're not reducing the balance sheet anymore. And this is what sets off alts to start outperforming the top 10 because they're more risk on. But we're seeing good signs here. Nice healthy signs. It's holding that major resistance it's held this entire time. So that's a good sign. Anything else from there? Trend extension, measured move, yearly trend line, 2 week stochastic. Let me just jump back on that. The 2 week stochastic RSI. Aye, so if you can see that there, guys. The stochastic. Yeah. Last time it's done a run up. Look at the bottom when it's bottomed here. Look at that run up here. So once you hit this trend line and you get the crossover in a 2 weekly, look at the move you get. Hits the trend line, crossover in a 2 weekly. We should be seeing this move up here. And look here, we're very close to a MACD crossover. And again, one of the deepest it's been, only once before, but it's very much at the same line that it crossed over last time when the alts went flying. So all charts shaping up here, super bullish, guys. If I don't sound it, I'm probably just a bit tired because these videos take some time to prepare. But they are worth it. They help me as well, just to give me once a week to go through everything and have the picture in my head. So if I'm doing it, I might as well tell you guys as well. So we've got the alts outperforming, so let's go into others versus Bitcoin. Now, this is others when it outperformed Bitcoin, and others is the alts outside the top 10. So you can see here, when the alts outpace Bitcoin, it runs up. Bitcoin outpaces the alts. The alts outpace the Bitcoin. The alts, Bitcoin outpaces the alts. And now we're looking for the alts outstrip Bitcoin, and we move right up. And the first time, it got a 12x on top of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin moved 2x, that would have done a 24x on the alts. And then next time we got a 6x, so it went from 12 to 6. So let's just say we get 6 to 3, you know, because it halved. 12 half to 6, 6 half to 3. Still a monster move. So it's going to potentially 3x double top up here on anything that Bitcoin does. So Bitcoin moves 2x, it's going to do 6x. If Bitcoin moves 3x, it's going to do a 9x. So that's a very rough guide to what potentially could go, what could happen here. But right now, it's not so good because we are under this trend line, but I just believe this is just a stopping ground before we get up. You know, I think all the charts are showing risk on. Not risk on, all the charts are showing a very early indication of bullish momentum returning. And if this price action was just above this trend line, if this price action was like that, we would be saying, you know, it's holding this and now. But it's just under it, but I think it's going to return back up. And once it returns back up, it's been a massive fake out and we get a huge reversal from it. So, how the alts are performing. Currently below major trend line, but stochastic RSI at the bottom and crossed. So you can see in the 2 weekly there, stochastic RSI crossed. We get them, we normally get the big moves up on the 2 weekly cross. And we have got divergence, RSI divergence on the 2 weekly as well. And what have we got here? Yeah, not much there in that one. So we've got signs there of Bitcoin alts to start outperforming Bitcoin and get back into trend there. Bullish divergence, bounce up the half and then covered all that sound. Right, stablecoin dominance. If you guys follow my channel, you know I'm all over this. This trend line's been going from 2018. Now, we had, let's have a look. We've got the bearish descending triangle, which is here. And we've got the major trend line here. Now, the trend line is the main one that we want to break. We want this to break and start moving down. Because once we're moving down here, this means the dominance of stablecoins is reducing. And that's reducing because people are they're turning their stablecoins into crypto like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, random meme coin. So once they rotate from stablecoins into crypto, then we're going to get a pop because it's going to create buying pressure on these crypto coins and send them up, and that's what's going to send the alts. But we have this huge multi-year bearish descending triangle, so this will break down, and we're at the top of a very monster trend line, and we're creating higher lows, slowly getting down. So for me, this is going to break down, and from this move coming down here, you can see in the last 6 months, this move here, all the charts are lining up. This is going to break down. Ethereum's going to break up. Ethereum Bitcoin's going to break up. The total of two, see, that's primed to break up. 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 That's primed, that's the opposite to break down. Bitcoin dominance primed to break down. Others primed to break up. Others v Bitcoin primed to break up. You see how all that and dominance is primed to break down on the stablecoins. All them charts are in sync of where they should be at this part of the cycle. So this is very good for us to see. And if we go into the shorter time frame, you can see, guys, we are below the bull market support. This is good, because we don't want to be above this. We want to be below it. And we're below the EMA ribbons. The ribbons have now crossed. So when they cross, that's downwards momentum. We are below, so if we remove the ribbons, remove the bull market support, look at all the EMAs as well. They're now starting to cross over and start going downwards. They're all pointing downwards as well. And what we're doing is we're basically just creating exactly, if you watch my videos, you saw me, I randomly did this squiggle and it worked out perfectly. But if I just do this to here, that's pretty much what's going to happen, I think. We're going to break this trend line, and then we're going to get to the bottom of this triangle, and we'll either come down to the triangle, bounce, and that'll be a Bitcoin local top. Bitcoin will pull back, retest the trend line, and dump down, and that'll be the blow off top on Bitcoin, because that'll be people dumping their money. The local top happens, all the sharks take profits into stable coins, which brings it back up to here, and then they deploy the stable coins at the bottom, and that's what blows off that huge buying pressure demand, blows up crypto. So we covered that. Bearish RSI divergence, first print after, yeah. So that basically covers it. All the charts looking good. The only one that stands out to me right now is the dollar. But let's look into the dollar in a bit more detail. This dollar, I'm going to go on the weekly here, guys. And it goes back to basically 2004, this channel. You know, it starts to break into it in 2006, 2008, you know, it's almost bloody 20 years, this chart. And it's coming right in, and it's held itself all the way down. Now, if the dollar breaks on this chart, now this channel is bearish. Any channel that moves up, it needs to break down. And for it to break down somewhere in proportion of that, that will send, or even a fake out, even to there, even to that area, that will send stocks, everything, absolutely flying. Now, every country in the world wants the dollar to break down, because that makes their currency stronger against the dollar. And when they repay any loans they have in dollars, because that's the currency of the world, it's better for them. So every country wants that. America also wants a weaker dollar, because they want to export to other countries. And if they export in other countries, because their currencies are stronger against the dollar, if it's weaker, they're more incentivized to buy exports. So every country wants a weaker dollar, including America. We're in a huge bearish pattern. So it would make sense for me for this dollar to break down. It really would. And if this breaks down this chart, it will be so crazy. It'll be so crazy. It'll be a monster blow off time. It'll be the equivalent to the blame, like the .com bubble. It'll be a massive blow off top on stocks and crypto. But we've got a bounce here, and we've got a slight break of trend. The candles, I'm not convinced with these candles here yet, but we're always going to get a bounce because this trend line is so, it's like almost 20 years old. It's a perfect place to get a bounce. It's not just going to go straight through this like that because it's too strong a trend line. So you're expecting a bounce and then maybe a rollover. That's what I'd like. Now, if the dollar decides to just run up and go, that's the bottom, and we're going to run to the top of this, it's not the end of the world. It does usually go inverse to stocks and risk on. However, there is times where the dollar will run up and Bitcoin will run up and the stocks will run up as well. So it's not the end of the world, but this is the only one that is, I'd like to see a breakdown here. But we haven't got a huge breakout of it yet. So for me, we're still in a good position here, but I'd just like to see this one rolling over a little bit quicker. But apart from that, all these channels, all these charts are all looking amazing. I can't really fault any of them. If we look at this here, just a quick wee rundown, the Fed is slowing down. We've got a breakout on the total 2, we've got a breakout on the total 3, we've got a breakout on the others, we've got a breakout on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, we've got a breakdown on the Bitcoin Ethereum pair, which is bullish for alts. We've got Bitcoin dominance at the top, having a potential breakdown there and a retest. Others looks like they've bottomed, others v Bitcoin looks like they've bottomed, and the stablecoin dominance looks like it's pressurizing down and being heavy on this. Now if we just look at the daily on this one, it's just creating a bull flag. For me, that's just a bull flag, and it looks exactly the same as that. So guys, that'll be the update for this week, or I maybe do it once a week or every 2 weeks, depending on how the charts do, because each one of these candles is usually a week. So I don't know if it's worth it doing every week or every month. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Whatever you want, I'll do. Like and subscribe, share it with your friends, let everyone know about this, because no one else is showing you all this information. This is all behind paywalls. This is all part of YouTube memberships or Discord memberships or anything. I'm literally putting this out on YouTube for everyone to see, to help everyone get out at the top and to stay in the market when the pressure builds up. I've hopefully managed to keep you all in the market so far. We're almost at the top, not at the top of the cycle, but we're almost, at the previous all-time high here. So once we get past that, Bitcoin's going to fly, and then from there we're going to focus on getting everyone out, banking in some profits, and enjoying a few beers in the sun. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you again soon, no doubt. Cheers, bye.